There's a buzz about town, guys. Today we're working in the honeybees. Hope you guys enjoy. We just ordered some new bees and we're gonna teach you guys a whole bunch. Stick around to the end. There's a lot of learning to do. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another gorgeous day here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. This is the bee yard and it is a ghost town. It's a little bit unfortunate, but we continue to lose our honeybees on the farm year after year after year. We're going to open up a hive real quick and show you guys what's going on in these beehives. We're just going to get down to it here. I've got WG Bee Farm coming to drop off honeybees right now, and there'll be a link to his business as well as his wife's business. I think they have a meadery and a restaurant that's themed around honeybees in Eden, North Carolina. So if you're interested in honeybees, he's the guy to go to. We'll have all that information down in a pinned comment and in the video description here. So what we're getting today are 4 nucleus hives, and we're gonna have Trey explain all that to you, but here's what has happened to my honeybees. It's just horrible. This is a hive that was thriving last year, is doing very, very well, and it's been invaded by hive moths. And you can see the hive moths pretty much have consumed, and wax moths have consumed all of the wax and comb and everything in this beehive is just absolutely decimated. It is horrible. This is what's been happening on my farm year after year after year, and that's basically cocoons for the larvae. What happens is the honeybee hive here will get weak. A hive moth or two will fly in at night through the entrance, and if you have a big wide entrance, they have much more opportunity to fly in there. They will fly in, they'll lay eggs, and then they'll start excavating the hive and laying more eggs and laying more eggs. So if your hive gets a little bit weak, or if you put too many supers on too early in the season, it can make too much space in there for the bees to guard, and that in turn will cause this problem. Hive moths, hive beetles, and varroa mite. Now, I haven't had a lot of issues with varroa mite here on the farm, which is pretty awesome, but I will say, you know, what we're looking at here is a farm. It's not a flower farm. So we don't have a lot of stuff flowering right now. We rely on several flowers here on the Stoney Ridge Farm for our honey. Most of those flowers are clover, like what you see down here on the ground, and tulip poplar, which is this big old tall poplar, that tallest one you see right there. And we also have various flowering trees out here like sourwood trees. As you can see, it's super dry right now. I hope these honeybees do well. What we're gonna do today is drop off the nuke boxes, and in about 3 days, we're gonna show you guys how we instill the nuke boxes into our hive bodies, just like this. So we gotta clean up this mess real quick because Trey is on the way. WGB Farm. What's up, man? It's the first time me and Trey have met.
How are you?
Trey, right?
Yep.
All right, Trey's a local neighbor. He saw some videos on the channel where I was having trouble with my bees, I guess last year. Reached out, and he's got better bees. So, yeah.
Try to get you done.
That's it. Nobody delivers bees. This is awesome. That's Randy, by the way. He won't shut up the whole time.
That's all right.
So, show us what we got, man. Let's get a little bee education for everybody.
Well, what we have here is a pro nuke full of, it's a little warm today, so they're all trying to get out.
Yep.
It's a pro nuke full of Italian-ish, as I like to call it.
Okay.
Because they go out and mate with whoever,
Yep.
whatever's out there.
Yep.
And that's what we have. Is I like Italian bees because they make a nice big cluster.
Okay.
For pollination, and they have a lot more bees on that.
Nice.
The carniolans are nice too, but they winter with a smaller cluster than we do. So.
Now, nuke box, this is 5 bee frames.
Yes.
And those are chickens, by the way. 5 bee frames that you pulled out with the existing queen in the hive. So much better than buying a package of bees because
she's already established.
She's established laying. This shakes them up a little bit, right?
Yes.
But yeah, so these bees are not going to be happy.
No,
when we open this up. Okay.
We just took them all out, put them in this box, and now drove them over here.
Yeah,
so,
relocation. Now, if you move bees, you need to move them more than 5 miles. Is that true?
They say that. They say 2 miles or 2 feet.
2 miles or 2 feet. So if you need to move a beehive, just move it over a little bit or 2 miles.
A little bit at a time.
Okay, cool.
But, you know, I've seen them.
These little guys.
Mr. Rogue.
Yeah, little rogue bee. So, well, I know it's hot out here and you guys got a lot of stuff to do, so we'll go ahead and get them moved over there. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put my suit. Well, I guess you'll set them all up there, and then release. Okay, cool. All right, I'll watch you work. So this is my bee yard. You asked me about shade. Do you think I should have these located in the shade, or you think they'll be all right?
They're fine as long as they have access to water.
Okay.
The only reason I said something about shade is because they're going to be in these nuke boxes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Until you move them over into your equipment.
Yeah, but, you can just set them wherever you're ready, man. Can you tell I've been stung in the face at the bee yard before picking up bees?
I think we all have.
Yeah, they like this. You know what this means? Beard means bear. I'm gonna throw my suit on so I can watch y'all up close as you open the hive up.
All right.
So let's grab that real quick, guys. We do not want to get stung in the face for breakfast this morning. Apis what is that? Apis tactical. That's your best.
So far, they're the best ones I've used. I like this glove better than I do the regular gloves.
Oh yeah, check that out. Check these gloves out, guys. Breathable, nice, can't sting you, nice and thick. I like that versus this thing that's not good. I got monster hands, man. So when I go to the shoe store, I tell them, ask them if they have size clown.
It might be a little small on you there.
Oh no, nice and snug. So I've had a run-in with law enforcement with honeybees before. So I was out at the airport in Greensboro, North Carolina, down there, and I saw a swarm of bees on the fence at the airport. I'd gone to a race at Bowman Gray Stadium, right? And on the way back, and I may or may not have had some cold ones, and my wife was driving at the time, and I said, look, we're gonna catch this swarm of bees on the airport fence. And it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. So we're out there at 2 o'clock in the morning, suited up for bee suits, and here comes the cops. Like, because the airport people are monitoring that fence, you know? So here comes the cops monitoring the fence at the airport. They show up and we walk towards them covered in bees because it's cold outside and the bees are just all over us trying to get warm. And the cop's like, whoa, you're legit, man. We can do anything. So note to self, if you ever want to commit a crime and you don't want to get caught, just carry a bunch of bees with you. You can do whatever you want to. Now you're law enforcement as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Yes. And a veteran.
And a veteran. That's what branch?
Army.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm Air Force, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, has some gloves. You like them gloves?
Oh yeah, they're nice. You might have to order me a set of these. All right, so we're gonna open the boxes up here, guys, and show you what it entails. And typically we'll exit this direction. So they're gonna be grumpy. Always wear the tightest clothes you can find and make sure your zipper is zipped. Checking that right now. We'll sell hot dogs at the bee yard. Yeah. Oh.
Right, anyway, you can leave it like that, or you can put this back on. It's up to you.
I'd say slip it back on it if you want me to do it, since it's.
I gotta work it.
Okay.
Just give me aim. Of course, I'm gonna drop it. Thanks, bud.
You're a brave man working without gloves on.
Well,
so used to it, man. You get used to this and.
Out. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
It's been a while since I messed with.
Well, I'm a little outside your normal routine. We were just gonna put these in a box together, but we changed the plan.
That's
Okay,
not
so that's
how.
the way it was
I'm having one of them days.
before.
Yeah.
He's on camera, guys, and let me just tell you, while you're doing that, you have Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff, WGB Farm, is that right?
Yes.
Right on. We'll post it right up there, guys, so you can see it. WGB Farm.
Can't remember how
You
that
want to
goes.
learn. Right there?
Nope. Oh yeah, I see.
So where they can fly under and in.
Ah, okay.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
All right, next. Let's see if these ones are mad.
No.
Okay. Oh, shoot. All you got to do is slide it up. Look at
Ah,
that. Man,
I'm just
I
a
tell you what, buddy. we got
genius.
We got the knowing and the doing and the smarting the things around here, buddy. Awesome. Well, I figured they'd be a little more grumpy than they are.
Well, I
So,
think if we took the top off, they might be.
yep.
But I'm more than happy to take one off so everybody can see it if they want.
You know, I tell you what. Let's do one. Yeah, let's do one and just see if we can show the queen. Are your queens marked?
No, they are not.
Okay.
They don't.
All right. So 5 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Full of bees.
Full of bees. Odds are.
She's not on this one.
Okay.
There's plenty of nectar.
Yep. Yeah, you got plenty of honey in there. It's nectar until it's capped, and then it's honey. And this is brood.
You've got a
All
mixture of brood.
Yeah. Got a little queen cell trying to start in there.
A little cup, yeah.
Cup, yeah. All right.
And there's no telling where she's run off to. She might be on a frame, she might be on the side of the wall. And they're always fun to find. Some more pollen and
Yep.
that's a drone.
That's a drone, yeah. Yeah, I don't see her on this one either. That might be, let's see. Kind of seem to be interested in that little spot, but no.
Next to you.
You never know.
Yeah, we do use full plastic frames. We also use, there's some more pollen and nectar and a little bit of brood in there.
There's not a lot of brood in this nuke, is it?
No, well, if you look down in here,
Oh, yeah, you get
see
the
all the
eggs.
milk brood?
Oh,
I
yeah.
gave you a nice
Nice
mixture.
variety. Gotcha.
Yeah. Because that way, you don't want all cap brood because then it all hatches out and then you got nothing.
Yep.
So you want a little bit of, I didn't even check this side. Yeah, there's a little bit more, some more cells in there. They're kind of hard to see. I don't know if you can get them on camera, but.
Yep, these have little eggs in them, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
So I always try to give a good variety. I know it looks kind of naked,
Yeah,
so to speak.
it's all right. They're gonna
but-
build up.
And that's not, see, that's capped honey.
Okay, yeah.
And then there's your nectar.
All right. We knew we weren't gonna be able to find the queen, and when we popped it open,
That's how that works usually.
Let's see where she might be. She's probably up in here. Everybody's
Hanging out.
hanging out right there. Most of the time, the queen is just wandering about in the hive. Especially when you pull the frame out, she'll just be all over. Sure would be cool to see a queen.
Yeah, she might be in these box. Actually, in the box down in the bottom on
Yeah.
the side or something.
Okay.
There's no telling.
So, if we get a queen failure, do you guarantee your queen? Or guarantee the nuke?
I can get you another queen. Actually,
Easy breed. Do you breed the queens?
We do make some of our own queens. We
Okay.
also buy some from different places too. So
Nice.
we get a variety of genetics.
Gotcha. Cool. Very cool. Want to do one more? See if we can find a queen in this guy?
Sure.
Might as well. Since they're not, I figured they'd be much more angry. They're not even as angry as the chickens. All right, this one's got a few more in it.
See how they all
Fanning, yeah. All over the walls, too.
balls. So there's your bunch cap brood.
Oh yeah. Now, do you have more luck with the plastic foundation? That's what this stuff is called, guys. Plastic foundation. Do you like that plastic foundation better than the
The wood frame.
wood frames? Yeah.
I like the wood with plastic.
Okay.
Personally, but they both work. This is
That's
nothing
what I'm
but
going to give
straight
you is
honey,
wood with
basically.
plastic here. I just about guarantee we'll find a... Gotta be a queen wandering around on here somewhere. Them
Think.
got some young bees in there, I could see. So younger bees are lighter colored. The darker the bee, the darker the color. And you can see on their second segment of their body, they get the fuzz starts getting rubbed off of them. So
Yep.
that's where that varroa mite likes to get.
Well, hive beetle.
Yep.
You're always gonna have one or so in there.
Yep. That's what we were just talking about. Why all mine failed is because they just didn't have enough bees in them, and we got hive beetles and hive moths in there, and then that was it. That was the end of it.
Well, moths are more of a after the fact.
Are they?
Yeah. I mean, they still don't help, but they're looking to chew on that
Oh, that
part
wax.
of that wax.
Yeah.
They're more of an after effect.
Yeah, we can leave them. We'll let them do their thing.
All right.
That way we don't accidentally. You know, the more you mess with them, it's like doing drywall. The more you mess in it, the worse it gets. And sometimes it's better just to let it go and give it a few days. So what Trey does is he brings these out here. We'll set these up. The bees will start working. They'll start bringing in nectar and pollen and all sorts of stuff here. We're supposed to get a rainstorm today, so that'll kind of settle them down a little bit. This will be home for about 3 or 4 days, and then we'll put them in regular boxes, just like you see right here. And these are deeps. So we've got deeps and mediums here on the farm. And I've never ran a deep, or it's called a hive body. This is the first time I've ever done that. And you'll see us in just a few days. I'll post a link to all of Trey's stuff down in the video description, as well as a link to his social media up there for you too. So check him out if you need some honeybees. And I appreciate you bringing this stuff out here to me, man. Awesome. We'll see you guys in a couple days when we put these bees in the box. We are 5 days later. Thank goodness Trey from WG Bee Farm brought those honeybees out. The bees have had enough time to get settled into their new home or their new area that they live. So they've started foraging. Everything looks great over there. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna be moving to our boxes. We could have done that on the first day, but honestly, I just didn't feel comfortable doing that on the first day. I've got a couple boxes here that need to be assembled. These are from Bee Castle. I'll post a link to them. These are the deep boxes. And this is the first year that I've tried running deep boxes. Typically I run all mediums, which are just a little bit shorter than this. It makes it pretty easy to exchange the boxes around. So in other words, in the winter time, your honeybees like to move up in the hive. In the summertime, they'll be down in the hive. They store their honey higher in the hive. The brood box is what this is, a brood chamber. That's where they lay, the queen lays her eggs, and the honeybees take care of the brood. It basically brood. It's like mama's little house right here, pretty much. Very simple deal here. Just gotta be sure that I keep an eye on my honeybees and work them at least every couple weeks. I'm gonna have to set myself up a schedule because I get behind on this. I do like the Bee Castle beehive. I do have some commercial hive hardware right here that I just went and bought from a local guy. Pretty awesome. If you're here in North Carolina, I'll post a link down the video description to WG Bee Farm and my local supplier. I'm spacing out his business name. It's the first time I went there. He's only a mile from me, so, well, maybe 2 miles from me. Pretty cool. So we'll go ahead, pop all this together. I like that this is held together with screws, but this is pine, and pine is going to rot. I like the idea that it's dipped in wax, so there's a wax coating on this. However, that wears off, and it'll have to be painted at some point. If you paint your bee boxes, think about this. Paint them a color that's like, you see white, you see pastels, you see bright colors. The reason they're bright colors is because if you painted this a dark color, it would overheat the hive in the summertime. So it's important to paint them a fairly bright color. I love the look of natural wood. I love it. I absolutely love it. If you want beekeeping equipment that's gonna last you for years and years, even decades, I got some of this stuff I've had for 15, almost 17 years now. The stuff that lasts the longest is made of cypress. That's the good stuff, and it's worth paying the premium to get it, because this box and those other boxes, if you don't keep a coat of fresh paint, or even if you do keep a coat of fresh paint on them, they tend to rot. They just rot. So, and the first place they're gonna rot out is right on that corner right there, every single time. The bee castle has a dovetail groove. Let me show you real quick. So, see how that's a dovetail? It's not squared off. These are just simply squared off. These rot faster than those do. Just a fact. Now, if you get a cypress hive, they'll last nearly forever. Cypress is a much more water tolerant wood, and this sits outside all the time, so it needs to be water tolerant. So while the chickens go crazy, I'm gonna finish putting these boxes together, and we're gonna head on over to the bee yard, which is 30 yards that way. So before I glove up and throw the hood on, I'm gonna show you guys everything we're gonna be using today. We're gonna build out a hive really quickly. So the first thing we're gonna build out our hive with is a screened bottom board. This is a screened bottom board. What this does is allows the varroa mite and the trash in the hive to fall through onto the ground, okay? So this is called a hive stand. It just gives the bees somewhere to land and go up. This one needs painting for sure. All my beekeeping equipment is old. That's okay. So we're gonna go hive stand, screened bottom board right here. This is also for airflow. And the next thing we're gonna do is put our hive body on here. And this is called a deep or a hive body. And then we're gonna have frames. This is a frame of foundation. So this is not drawn comb, this is foundation. This is what the bees will build off of, okay? I prefer this type of foundation, which is a wax foundation versus a plastic foundation. I think that the bees build it out just a little bit better and they do a better job. Now after that, we're gonna put on a screened top board, just like this. So we'll reach in, we'll get our 5 frames and we're gonna set those in here, shake all the bees in, and slide this right over top. And then we'll place the lid. And that's it. That is a 10 frame Langstroth hive. There are so many different types of hives out there. There's the horizontal hive. There is an 8 frame Langstroth hive. I have better luck with the 10 frame Langstroth. And there's also the flow hive, which you can just turn a knob supposedly and get honey out of it. I don't see where that is ever gonna work. But maybe we'll get one and test it. This is also something super important. This is called an entrance reducer. And we want to reduce it to the smallest size entrance, and that goes right here on the front of the hive, just like so. Okay, and that's going to shrink us up to the smallest hole, which will help protect these bees. Now we've got a little bit of a hole right here, so we want to slide this back ever so slightly and fill that gap if we can, okay? See that gap right there? This is really not ideal if you've got a gap right there. Let me see if I can find a better one. Here's one. Yeah, there we go. We don't want that gap. And we want to use our smallest hole. Then we'll rotate this around to use a little larger hole. And then we can totally remove it and let the bees, once they populate, go ahead and go in and out of there. Now, where does the honey go, Josh? Where the heck is the honey? Well, the honey would be up here. So once these bees populate this hive, and we'll check them in about another week and a half or 2 weeks, takes about, I think it's 21 days for a hatch cycle. And we're gonna show you guys the brood, the food, the pollen, everything you need to see inside the hive. But once they've hatched, and we've got a new egg cycle going on, and they've built out, in other words, they've taken all of this comb. It's not comb yet. All this foundation has been built out into honeycomb, and the bees are starting to populate it like what you're going to see up here in a second. Then once it's filled this, we'll put a medium super on the top of it or a short super on the top of it if we want to cut out our beeswax. And I love honey with beeswax in the jar. I think it's super cool. Later on in the year, if these bees thrive, we're going to show you guys some pretty nifty tips. I actually built a solar panel system that fits on the lid here with a little fan that circulates and draws cool air into the hive all day long. So when your bees are out here bearded out, in other words, a large bunch of bees out on the front of your hive because they're too hot, the fan will draw air up through, dries the honey, makes your honey production almost double. It's really cool. I'm working on a patent for it, so don't be copying me. But I'll show you how I did it. Pretty simple. So we are ready to take this hive over and transfer the first nuke in there. Now, these are called nukes or nucleus hive. These are 5 frames out of a deep box. Each one contains 5, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Each one is its own individual hive. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 hives. I put rocks on the top of them because the wind will get up on this hill and it'll blow the lid off. You don't want that. It's not good. Blow the lid off, rain inside there, kills your honeybees. Put a rock on top of it. It's just that simple. Now, the setup right here, I just got some stall mats from my local feed supply store. I set them out here and I put cinder blocks up here and stacked them up, ready to rock and roll. We want them on level surface, as level as we possibly can. You can see this one is not level. It's kind of about to fall over. I got to rethink that, move that over, put some dirt underneath and level it out. This is probably the least level we wanted. So we're going to go ahead and get busy. You can also see where some sort of wildlife is chewed on that. Now, are the bees going to be angry? Well, they shouldn't be too angry if mama has been doing her job, laying her eggs. If we've lost a queen, they're going to be hot, okay? So let's just find out what happens here. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this rock off, set it over to the side here, and take this lid, get it out of the way. Don't need that. We'll come back and we'll pick up all this stuff. I'm going to take my hive, my nuke hive, and I'm going to set it over here out of my way so I can move everything over. Just gently setting it over right here. Grab my other hive. Move pretty quickly here. Don't dilly-dally. Now we're gonna open this up, pop the lid out, and we're just gonna take our brood and our bees and set them right over into here. Will they be angry or not? Oh, daddy, looking good. Got a few bees on the top. Knock those down in there. They don't like that, by the way. And we're gonna reach in here and grab our bees out. Awesome sauce, baby. This is just a frame that's filled with honey and nectar. Nothing really to see here. Except for that squished bee that I just hurt, and that's not good. We gotta get rid of that guy. You wanna be gentle and smooth and easy. Okay, I got capped brood. So, and I'm looking for my queen. Inside here is some that's not drawn out very well. You can see that. But that's capped brood right there, okay? That's your little baby bees. That's the next hatching of baby bees. There's a bunch of capped brood right here. And a little bit of pollen. So typically you're gonna see food on the outside, brood on the inside. So food and pollen, pollen and nectar, and then brood. If we find the queen, we'll show you guys. Just gonna place these right in the center of this new hive. The queen should be on one of these. Yep, there she is. Here's our queen. Right there, great big girl. Hopefully you guys can see that. I want to get her in the new hive. And I'm seeing she's been laying eggs, so that's good. Let's get her in this new hive. Now, these bees will build out the new hive just like they built out this nuke. And this is just 5 frames pulled from a healthy hive with the existing queen bee. And that is all capped brood. We're getting ready to have a huge hatch right here, guys. Huge, huge hatch is coming. That is awesome. Got a little bit of a queen cell right here. We want to pop that guy out of the way. Everything looks great in this hive. Okay, one more frame to move. Nobody's really that angry, which is good. It's a good sign. That means a good nectar flow, and it means our hive is healthy. You're gonna get a little testy now. And I can look down in each one of these little empty cells and I can see a little white egg. I cannot show you that on camera. Okay, got a little what's called burr comb on the top right here. We'll get that off. Shake the bees off. That's called burr comb. You can save that and use it later if you want to. We're just gonna toss it for now. Now the remainder of the bees in this box are just gonna get shaken off in here. That normally doesn't make them very happy. We'll set that box off to the side. We grab our screen top board, set it on top of the hive, and then we're gonna put our lid on. Lastly, we're gonna put our stone on there. It doesn't have to be a rock, it can be anything heavy, just something heavy to help the bees not get the lid blown off. Hive stand, green bottom board, entrance reducer, hive body or deep. Make sure it's nice and squared up. 10 frames. Pop the lid. Got some bees here. Shake them in. You want to get at least 2 hives if you can. It's important. That way you can compare the health of each hive. I'm looking in here, trying to find my queen. I've got some queen cells in this, which is not a good thing. That one's not drawn out very well. Don't like that. Do I have any eggs in this? I don't see any eggs, but they aren't very testy. I do see a queen cell here and a queen cell there and another queen cell there. I'm gonna pop them off. So this one is on the outside edge. I'm actually gonna put it in the middle because it isn't doing very well, that frame right there. Go to our next frame. I love working the bees without smoke. Lots of food. Some brood about ready to hatch. Don't see my queen. Lots of food, not lots of brood. This may be a failed queen. It's all right though, that happens, that's nature. Next. Don't see any eggs. This might be a hive that's gonna have to be requeened. Don't see a queen either. Okay. This one looks good, nice and drawn out. Make room for the next one. Notice I'm just being gentle. I'm looking for my queen. They're pretty calm, which tells me there's probably a queen. I don't see her. These hives will requeen themselves sometimes. Sometimes you may have to buy another queen and put in there. This is full of honey. And it's got a big fat queen cell in there, which tells me we got a failed queen. That's the queen cell right there, that big fat tall one. We're gonna let them, I'm gonna leave that alone and see if they'll requeen themselves. I think this nuke has lost the queen. They are getting testy. Knock them down in here. Right there, these are getting testy. That's hive number 2. They'll calm down, but they're testy right now. They do not like the microphone, the fuzz on the mic, so they might be stinging it right now. I don't know. This hive is the healthiest hive I've got. I can tell. I'm actually gonna do it first. Screened bottom board. So how do they know to go back to the particular hive that they're supposed to be in? Well, each queen has a different pheromone, and each hive has a different pheromone. Kind of like, you know, your wife and kids, they all have a smell. Well, that smell is the pheromone, and that's what they're seeking. This hive might be a little grumpy too. We might have to go get smoke. This one is doing really good. In fact, too good. You can see they're building out. This is a very highly populated hive. Yep, and they're kind of bunched up in there, so we're gonna fix that too. Got to get my hive tool back out. There's beekeeping and housekeeping, and then there's housekeeping with your bees. I'm gonna move on with this pretty quickly here. Don't see a queen. May not see a queen. Putting them in these bigger hives gives them room to grow. That's what this is all about. I can hear the queen. She kind of sings. She has a little song that she sings. I can hear her in there. It's almost as if she's humming. I'm certain there's a queen in here because these bees are much, much less testy than the other ones. There's some science here at work. The space between the frames is called bee space. That's pretty interesting to know. It's just the right amount of space for our honeybees to move but not build more comb. And that's where they're the most comfortable. I can see some baby bees that have just hatched. And I can see some little eggs in there. So we've got a queen for sure. That second hive I got into is pretty testy. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that like button. I'd love to have you back here. Subscribe to the channel. It's a good time on the farm. Alright. Oh yeah, got nice brood in here. There's a little queen cell in there. They might have been feeling a little crowded. Let's stick this one in. Let me check this other one, see if we got a queen in here. If we do, I'm going to knock that queen cell off. How do we know what's going to be a queen and what's not going to be a queen? Well, the cell is a little bigger, and they put what's called royal jelly. And you can actually buy royal jelly. It's a special type of food that these bees will feed the larvae to make a queen. Royal jelly. They say it's really, really good for you. I didn't see a queen, but I saw evidence. Sometimes that's all you need to see. Okay. Last but not least, we're going to shake this out into the new box. Just like that. Lid on. Healthy hive. This is the most healthy one. I could tell before I even got into them that this one was going to be the most healthy. Get you out of here, bud. There you go. Okay. Last one. Okay. Always have at least 2 hives so you can compare. We're going to try something a little different. I'm going to just put one. I'm going to space these out a little bit different, just for fun. Lid open. Not a lot on the lid here. Shaky shake. Toss it over. I need to bring my readers out. I've gotten old. I can't see. That should be loaded with brood. Little burr comb on the top of this. Don't go mowing the yard right after this. There's my queen. Show you guys another queen. She's right there. That's her. My queen. Most important bee in the hive. The queen can sting multiple times, and the regular worker bees are all female, and they cannot. They can sting only once, and then they die. Interesting little honeybee factoid. If you squish one, it sends out the pheromone that somebody's invading the hive, and they'll all start stinging. So you got to be careful. And they get agitated when the queen's not around as well. Gotta be smart, gotta be careful. The young bees will have a lighter color to them. The older bees will have a darker color to them. This hive is doing fantastic. That was a bee going crunch. I'm sorry, little buddy. Never ever work your honeybees with your dog around, just so you know. And they may attack the cows here. The cows are right behind me. Okay. Last little shaky shake. Good. That's normal. That's awesome. This is the burr comb that I pulled off. You can hang on to that. I like to keep a little tray of it. That's good stuff. Guys, you can melt that down and utilize it. So we'll hang on to that. Everybody's looking good. These guys are trying to find their way back into the hive, and you can see where the hive stand would really come in pretty handy here. This is more burr comb. We're gonna shake these guys off in the hive. Okay, that's just extra comb that they built out. We can get them all off. That's ideal. Screen top board right there. Lid. And now we're good to go. There's a lot of bees around. That was a pretty successful honeybee roundup right there. Still got a little mess to clean up out here. These guys are exploring right now, trying to figure out their way into the hive best they can. This one actually honestly doesn't even need an entrance reducer, but I'm gonna put one in anyway. There we go. That one's good. That's an 8 frame. I didn't have another 10 frame, but that's okay. That's not a bad scenario right there. If I want to block off this, I could just take, actually just take a wad of that burr comb right there and just ball it up and tuck it in right here. Eventually, when the hive gets healthy enough, they'll chew that out of the way. Everybody looks great. Just like this little hive right here. I'm gonna stuff that in there. And why am I stuffing this in here? It's because beetles and hive moths can get into the hive. So their first line of defense is this entryway right here. We need to make sure that the entryway is unimpeded, and then we'll come back and check them in a few hours and make sure they're going in and out of the actual entryway. That guy right there, a little piece of a block. Put him right here. Okay, for those of you who've been waiting on honeybee content, there you go. Let me know what you learned in the comments down there. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. I'd love to have you back here on the Stoney Ridge Farm with me. We got the bees back. We're ready to rock and roll. I'll post links to all the stuff that I used today in case you guys are deciding you want to get into beekeeping, or if you're a beekeeper already, or if you're a pro and you see something I'm doing wrong, let me know. See you next time on the Stoney Ridge. Come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Oh, I got cat food in my shoe. Come on, buddy. Not like this today, is it? Yeah. And mayflies are flying all over my face right now. Shut up, chicken. Can you tell I've been stung in the face at the bee yard before picking up bees?
I think we all have.
Yeah, they like this. You know what this means? Beard means bear. When I go to the shoe store, I tell them, ask them if they have size clown. Always wear the tightest clothes you can find and make sure your zipper is zipped. Picking that right now. We'll sell hot dogs at the bee yard.
Yeah. Oh, Fordham. That's why.
Next, let's see if these ones are mad.
No.
Okay. Oh, shoot. All you gotta do is slide it up. Look at that. I tell you what, buddy. We got the knowing and the doing and the smarting the things around here, buddy. Fly, I'm gonna get you. Later. 30 yards that way. My queen. I like that versus this thing that's not good. They're chewing, they ain't mooing. Y'all come back now. You hear?